What is going on, investors? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Finance, where we talk about everything investment related, including the stock and cryptocurrency markets. So, yesterday we made a video on Hbar, and we did say that it was a time sensitive video because we were getting news about a new listing on an exchange. And since that video, we have seen Hbar have a nice, decent pump of about 13%, I believe, at its peak, off of this hype news. And today I'm coming at you with another video just to follow up on this because we've actually figured out what exchange they are going to be listed on. Okay, it has been officially announced. In our video yesterday, we talked about why we felt that it wouldn't be Coinbase. We actually felt there was a much higher likelihood of it being Celsius, as this Hbar logo here was definitely made to look very similar to the Celsius coin. Celsius also announced that they are planning on listing Hbar in early 2022, so we felt that it was a very strong chance of the new listing being on Celsius. However, the news is broke this morning, and we can see that, as a matter of fact, it was not Celsius. It was actually eToro that got this partnership or this listing, okay? So Hbar is now listed on eToro. It can't be deposited or withdrawn yet. The wallet support is coming soon. And it's not yet accessible to eToro's US customers, okay? So it is still not accessible to the US, which means that there is still more time to stack this Hbar bag before it becomes widely accessible in the US through eToro. So a lot of people might be disappointed that it is not Coinbase or Celsius. However, I'm actually very, very happy that it was not one of these two exchanges. And we talked about this in yesterday's video about how if you are here to be, a long-term holder of Hbar, you ideally want Hbar to stay off of these major exchanges for that much longer so that we can continue to stack our Hbar bags before it gets listed on exchanges like Celsius and on like Coinbase, which will literally open up billions of dollars to Hbar. Okay, so I actually do happen to like the fact that Hbar is slowly being listed on exchanges and not just being thrown on every exchange right away, because that means that us as early investors in Hbar, we are getting to buy Hbar before the masses are able to buy it, okay? Because there are certain people who will not buy a project unless it comes out on their specified platform, like Coinbase or like Celsius, okay? You need to be willing to take that extra step and look for different ways you can purchase cryptos that are just not easily accessible on these centralized exchanges. And that is how we get into projects early. That is why I still feel we are early to a project like Hbar. It's the same reason I feel we are still in the very early price action of XRP, another example of a coin that is not listed on many centralized exchanges. So, eToro, we're going to talk about why I actually am really happy we're getting listed on eToro, as it is the smallest of the three between Coinbase, Celsius, and eToro. eToro does happen to be the smallest. However, they are still boasting impressive year-over-year growth, okay? So I went ahead and checked out eToro's website to see how they've grown over the years, and you can see that in 2016, they had 5.6 million registered users. In Q3 of 2021, which is their most recent investor relations update, they're sitting at 24.8 million registered users. They're in 100 plus countries with $10.6 billion worth of assets under administration. Now, please note a really important thing that I'm noticing here is they are actually very, percentage wise, they are very light in the Americas. Okay, so only 13% of their business comes from the Americas, meaning that other 87% of their business comes from Europe and UK, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East and Africa. And that means that there is still a lot more room for expansion in North America. Okay, so that makes me actually very excited that Hbar is getting listed on this platform that is still very, it's not very built out and established in the US. And as I said before, I would much rather it get put on these smaller exchanges and not the bigger exchanges right away, which gives us more time to stack our bags. Okay, so if we compare eToro's registered users and assets under administration here to Celsius, we're going to see that Celsius has 2 million plus members, 8.2 billion in loans processed, and $20 billion in assets. Okay, so eToro here is managing $10 billion in assets compared to Celsius's $20 billion in assets. So Celsius pretty much has double the assets under management that eToro does. And then if we go ahead and compare that to Coinbase, so 24.8 million registered users, 10.6 bill assets under administration. Coinbase has 73 million plus verified users, so 3 times more users, give or take, and $255 billion worth of assets on the platform. That is pretty much 25x what eToro has in assets under administration on their platform. So eToro was the smallest of the 3 platforms that it could have been selected for HBAR to be listed on. However, as longer term HBAR holders, I mean, listen, if you were short term and you were trying to trade the hype off the Coinbase pump, then yeah, you probably did not make as much as you were hoping to, as we did not get that Coinbase listing. But as a longer term investor, I am really, really happy that we actually have not been listed on Coinbase yet, because I would love all the time I can get to stack my HBAR. And if you are in this like me for the long term, then you are probably thinking the same thing. And if you're not, then I hope I shifted your perspective and allowed you to look at it like that, because the longer we get before these listing on big exchanges, the better, okay? And keep in mind that eToro is like rapidly growing, right? I mean, even up from the 17.5 mil in 2020 to 24.8 mil in Q3 of 2021. I would say that by the end of 2022 or mid 2023, I would not be impossible to have 30 mil registered users on this platform, okay? And they could also accelerate this a lot more, because just on January 18th, so like, I mean, give or take 2 weeks ago, they announced the expansion of United States trading to offer stocks and ETFs in addition to their crypto assets, okay? So eToro customers in the United States may now not only invest in crypto, but also stocks, invest in fractional shares. And again, like, this is more specific to the stock market, but what it does is bring more traffic into the platform that is generally very crypto focused and crypto heavy. They are now broadening out into stocks, which again will just help the user base grow on this platform even more. So I'm actually very happy that we did get that listing on eToro. Let me know what you guys think about that eToro listing down in the comments below. And guys, if you like the information that we're providing in these videos, please consider dropping a sub and a like. I really don't ask for it too often on this channel, but I am trying to pump out content to you guys on a daily basis and grow this community of long-term investors, okay? And with that said, before we actually shut off the video, I'm going to just go ahead and give a quick technical analysis update on HBAR. As since we made that video yesterday, we have actually seen quite a decent rally. When we made that video yesterday, we were sitting about 23.5 cents. So at this point, I mean, the rally is fizzled, but at its peak, we were up about 14%. We are now up something like 8 to 9% from where we were yesterday off of this pump. However, we are actually coming up to a pretty big decision point that I do want to zoom in here on this chart, okay? So as you can see, this news of the new exchange listing pumped us back above this downtrending channel, okay? This downtrending channel has been acting as very strong resistance since mid-September, when we peaked at about that 60-cent level. Just under 60 cents. I think it was like 59, 58 cents we peaked at. So we've got a big green candle coming in yesterday to actually put us back above this upper trend line. And now we are effectively sitting at a decision point, okay? One of two things are going to happen. As I can see that we already attempted a breakout above this 50 moving average and this 26-cent level of resistance, and we had a complete false breakout, and we did go ahead and just break right back down below it. So what I'm going to be looking for here is, again, a second retest of this 50 moving average and this strong resistance here at 26 cents, okay? So first of all, we'll give you the downside target. So to the downside, if we fail and get rejected at this moving average and resistance, we're probably going to be looking at HBAR once again, just scaling down the side of this downtrending channel, as we have done multiple times before, and coming back down to this 22-cent level. Below 22 cents, we are looking for 20 cents. And if we did hit that 20 cents, we might actually make a very interesting double bottom pattern here before we spring to the upside. However, if HBAR does decide that it wants to flip bullish today and actually make a move to the upside, what we're going to look for, first of all, is a clean break above this 26-cent level and a full daily candle closed above it. So I will not be looking for this breakout until I see how today into tomorrow has gone. And if we can close a daily candle above this 50 moving average and above our resistance at 26 cents, well, guys, the next level we're looking at is about 29.5 cents, which is aligned with our 100-day moving average. And we also have a really strong level of resistance at that 30-cent level. So to the downside, we are looking for a holding of 22 cents, and if not, we are looking to hold 20 cents. To the upside, we are looking for a clean candle confirmation break above this 26-cent resistance, and if that happens, we have a clean breakout on multiple technical patterns, and as we have broken a downtrend, reclaimed an uptrend, and broken above a resistance that aligns with our 50 moving average. And if that happens, I would expect to see 29.5 cents to 30 cents back on the table. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Peace out.